This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28, and it reads through the Holy Scriptures. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on such throat. At the time of destruction they pour out the force and appease the wrath of them that made it. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Karkadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone for preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out from the Jerusalem Post. And this is by the Jerusalem Post staff, published May the 6th, 2023. And last updated May 6, 2023, and it reads, it says 2 killed and 2 injured in 4 shootings across Israel on Saturday. While you have the current protests that's been going on as of lately, then you've been having the clashes between the Israelis and the Palestinians as well too. And it says over the course of a few hours on Saturday evening, it says 1 other man was killed and 2 additional men were shot and seriously injured. It says 2 people were killed and 2 more were injured in 4 separate incidents is suspected criminal shootings on Saturday, continuing the trend on the numerous criminal hits and murders in Israel in recent weeks. And it says a 19-year-old resident of the Arab village of Sandalia, if I pronounced that right, in the north was killed in a shooting incident near the entrance to the Ganyer village south of Afula. Continuing on with the reading, it says police and the teen was rushed to medical center in Afula in critical condition. Medical staff at the hospital were forced to pronounce him dead soon after. Then a 32-year-old resident of Ganyer who were present at the scene of the shooting was arrested by a police officer responding to the incident, who was also took the weapon he used. It says the investigation is ongoing and preliminary findings leading to the suspicion that a dispute on the road led to the incident. The KAN report. It says Hamas threatening response to murder. It says Hamas expressed outrage at O'Malley's murder, stressing that the Palestinians will escalate their resistance and that the murder will not pass without response. And it says the Palestinian Islamic Jihad movement also condemned the murder, stating the heinous crime is an extension of the enemy's policy against our people, the last of which was in Nablus, a Turkrum, which escalated in a series of violence that occupation entity bearing full responsible for. It says the shooting in the Ark and the JISR Zakra. It says the second killing occurred with a 30-year-old resident of Asher was shot and killed in a parking lot in the city on Saturday evening. And it says the man was identified as Sam Hamada and was known to the police his criminal past. He was treated at the scene by MDA medics when he was Salaki. It says when he was unconscious for a heel wound, and he was pronounced dead shortly thereafter. Local police officers began searching for the perpetrators of the crime and collecting findings at the scene. And it says police also opened a probe into a separate shooting incident in JISR Zakra, a Arab town of the Mediterranean coast near Cesra, in which a 25-year-old resident was seriously injured in a gun wound. The incident of a criminal nature, according to the police, is being investigated by the officers on the scene, who are carrying out the scans and search of the area. And it said less than an hour away, a 35-year-old man was seriously injured in a second shooting incident in the Izar was evacuated in the Hilli Yafif Medical Center in Hadar for treatment. And it says clashes in Ganyar and other violent incidents, clashes involving residents in the Sindal developing near the entrance of Ganyar. The Gilbar Regional Council advised Ganyar near residents not to exit the village at this time. Shortly afterwards, the police denied reports of the sounds of shots fired from the Sindala in the direction of Ganyar village being held. An announcement that its forces are in disperse the riots at the entrance to the village and kept a presence there. So I'm going to read all the rest of that long article. So as you see, as of Saturday, because the time zones are kind of different, over there in Israel and in comparisons to the United States. As it says again, 2 were killed, 2 injured in 4 shootings across Israel on Saturday. And this is posted from the JerusalemPost.com. The Jerusalem Post staff published May the 6th, 2023, and last updated May 6th, 2023. And I'm going to bring out Matthews 24 and 12. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. Salakia, that's the wrong scripture. I meant to bring out Matthew 24 and 12, not Matthew 24 and 6. Bad for that. And this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And I'm going to look up the definition of iniquity. So yeah, the love of many are definitely waxing cold in the latter days. Not just only in one location, but around the world as well too, because we see lawlessness is increasing at an all-time high. Hey, the love of many used to have love once other is turning, it's waxing cold, And the definition of iniquity is a noun plural. It says immoral on grossly unfair behavior, right? Because that goes into the iniquity. Immoral, grossly unfair behavior is increasing around the world in the latter days, just like I brought out the Matthews 24 and 12. And I'm reading it again for edification's sake. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right, the love of many shall wax cold. And I'm going to bring out that 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 1. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1, and he reads to the Holy Scriptures. This know also in the last days perilous times should come. Right, we're getting closer to living out that living in the perilous times. Just like Matthews 24 and 8. I roughly paraphrase that scripture. And these are the beginning of sorrows. We're about to entering in those stages and perilous times as well too, as we're getting closer and closer to that. Because lawlessness is at an all-time high. Violence are increasing at an all-time high. Even though we're so used to custom of hearing it, but all-time violence are definitely increasing at an all-time high like never before. And you look up the definition of perilous is adjective, full of danger or risk. Right. So we're definitely living in some full or risk, dangerous times, So that's what we're entering into, because perilous is an adjective. So full of danger or risk of danger. Right. So that's the word actually goes into. We're getting closer and closer to living into those perilous times, Just like I just read in 2 Timothy 3:1 and Matthews 24 and 12. Because lawlessness is going to be at an all-time high. Love of many waxing cold is going to increase in the latter days as well too. Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. 2 Timothy 3:1. This also in the last days perilous times shall come. So we're definitely entering into those perilous times. and the beginning of sorrows as well too. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying of this recent news article from the Jerusalem Post. And like I mentioned again, you're already having protesters over there of the judicial decision, I believe, with Benjamin Netanyahu in that current situation. Then at the same time, you have an increasing escalation between the Israelis and the Palestinians. You know, those recent raids throughout those areas in the southern part of Israel and throughout Jerusalem, in the West Bank, in the Gaza Strip, you know, all throughout that region, you've been seeing activities of escalations, you know. So definitely, because iniquity shall abound. Because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many are waxing cold, just like I brought out Matthew 24:12. So lawlessness and love of many shall wax cold is going to continue to increase in the latter days, you know. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying. I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Bokar Kadash. Double honors to the elders for pushing his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim scattered in four corners of the globe, pushing the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And until next time, I will say shalom.